Ladies and gentlemen, welcome yet to another episode of Hope and Transformation here at Daily Post Africa. Imagine, in just a short time, one young leader has dared to dream big for his nation. Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the visionary president of Burkina Faso, is rewriting the story of his country, from a nation dependent on imports to a self-reliant industrial powerhouse. While many African leaders remain trapped in the chains of neo-colonial exploitation, Captain Traoré is breaking free, building factories, creating jobs, and securing Burkina Faso's economic future. This is not just progress, this is a revolution. Today, we document Captain Traoré's monumental achievements, factories that are not just symbols of progress, but engines of real economic transformation. From agro-processing to military self-sufficiency, Burkina Faso is rising, and the world must take notice. If Africa had 10 more leaders like Traoré, our continent would be unstoppable. So let's dive in and tour the factories Captain Ibrahim Traoré has set up in Burkina Faso. Number 1. The modern Faso Kosam Dairy Factory. On March 27, 2025, Burkina Faso dropped a game-changer in its food chain, especially dairy product handling, when the Prime Minister of Burkina Faso, representing President Captain Ibrahim Traoré, opened the state-of-art modern Faso Kosam Dairy Factory. For decades, Burkina Faso, a nation with millions of cattle, imported over 70% of its milk and dairy products, a shocking betrayal of our farmers. While our herders struggled to sell raw milk, foreign companies flooded our markets with powdered milk from Europe. But under Captain Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, this disgraceful era is over. The Faso Kosam Dairy cold chain has the capacity of processing 800,000 liters monthly, and an additional 5,000 tons of yogurt and cheese annually. The factory is not only providing some 1,200 direct jobs to technicians and quality control experts, but also saving the country over $48 million annually by reducing milk powder imports, eliminating foreign dependency. This is the Traoré revolution in action. While other African leaders let foreign corporations exploit our resources, Captain Traoré is empowering local farmers, creating jobs, and ensuring food sovereignty. No more begging for what we can produce ourselves. Africa has over 300 million cattle, more than any other continent, yet we import milk? This is economic madness. Burkina Faso is proving that with the right leadership, Africa can feed itself and even export to the world. The question is, when will your country wake up? Number 2. The FASSI Detergent Complex. Imagine a Burkina Faso where every bar of soap, every bottle of detergent, and every household cleaning product is made right here, by Burkinabe hands, for Burkinabe families. No more overpriced imports. No more sending our money abroad. Thanks to Captain Ibrahim Traoré's visionary leadership, this dream is now a reality with the FASSI Detergent Complex. The complex is fully capable of producing up to 50,000 tons of detergent products. That is 4,000 tons monthly. Talk about laundry bar soap, liquid detergents, bleach and disinfectants, shampoo and bathroom cleaners, powder soap. The list is endless. The factory is just enough to cover 100% of domestic demand and exports to other West African countries. But that is not all. Talk about the over 2,000 direct jobs, plus some additional 5,000 indirect jobs, with special focus to women empowerment. Yes, you heard it. Over 40% of the employees are women. The FASSI detergent factory will save Burkina Faso $60 million that the country spent importing detergents from Europe, China, and Morocco. Let's be clear. No nation can call itself independent if it can't even produce its own soap. For decades, African leaders watched as foreign companies made billions selling us back what our own lands could produce. But Captain Traoré said enough. The FASSI complex isn't just about detergent. It's about dignity, making our own products, wealth, keeping millions in our economy, and jobs, empowering thousands of families. If every African country had just 5 factories like this, our continent would be unstoppable. While Burkina Faso builds factories, what is your leader doing? Still begging for foreign investment? Still allowing your people to pay extra for basic goods? The blueprint is here. The time for excuses is over. Number 3. Domestic gold processing plant. For decades, Burkina Faso's gold was stolen in broad daylight. Foreign companies extracted our riches, shipped them abroad for processing, and sold them back to us as jewelry, pocketing billions while our people remained poor. But under Captain Ibrahim Traoré's leadership, this pillage has officially ended. In March 2024, the first gold bar was stamped with Burkina Faso's seal, when the new domestic gold processing plant was launched by Captain Ibrahim Traoré. The plant will process 50 tons of gold annually with 99.99% purity, giving Burkina Faso one of the most powerful gold reserves in the world. Before, 90% of Burkina's gold was exported raw, refined abroad, and sold back at inflated prices. Now, 100% processed on Burkinabe soil, keeping full value inside the country. This translates to $2 billion plus annual revenue boost for the national economy, based on current gold prices, and creating a considerable number of jobs. Think about this. Africa produces 30% of the world's gold, but retains less than 3% of its value. That's not trade. That's theft. Captain Traoré's gold refinery proves we don't need foreign investors to exploit us. Raw material exports equals colonial economics. Every African mining nation should have its own refinery, now. To every leader watching this, your people dig gold with their hands while foreign CEOs fly private jets. When will you take back control? Burkina Faso is leading the way. The question is, will you follow or keep bowing to foreign masters? This is more than gold. It's the rebirth of African dignity. Share this video. Tag your leaders. Demand refineries, not raw exports. The Traoré revolution is here. Who's next? Number 4. The Bobo Dioulasso tomato processing plant. For years, Burkina Faso, a nation with fertile lands and hard-working farmers, imported over 80% of its tomato paste from Europe and China. A disgrace. While our tomatoes rotted in the sun, foreign companies grew rich processing our own produce. But Captain Traoré declared, "This ends now." In February 2024, he inaugurated the Bobo Dioulasso tomato processing plant. The plant is a game changer. With an annual capacity of 12,000 tons, it not only meets domestic demand, but also exports to neighboring countries. The impact? $25 million saved yearly by slashing tomato paste imports. 1,500 new jobs for farmers, factory workers, and logistics teams. No more exploitation. Local tomato farmers now earn fair prices for their crops. This factory is more than machines. It's justice on a plate. While other African leaders let their people eat foreign scraps, Captain Traoré ensures Burkina Faso feeds itself with pride. But why do these deliberate actions really matter for Africa? Think about it. A single tomato plant has cut Burkina Faso's reliance on foreign corporations, stopped millions in wealth from bleeding out of Africa, and put money directly into the pockets of farmers. This is the Traoré doctrine. No more exporting raw materials only to buy them back as finished goods. Africa must process what it grows. This is the Traoré model, a blueprint for African liberation. In less than 2 years, Burkina Faso has built factories, created over 10,000 jobs, and saved nearly $500 million in imports. Imagine if every African leader had this vision. Imagine if our continent stopped begging and started building. If every African nation built just 5 factories like this, our continent would save billions, create millions of jobs, and finally control its destiny. The question is, why aren't they? Number 5. The Bagre Rice Processing Plant. Captain Ibrahim Traoré is determined to ensure that Burkina Faso achieves food self-sufficiency. Rice, a staple food, was once a luxury for many Burkinabe due to import dependency. But under Captain Traoré's leadership, the Bagre Rice plant now processes 50,000 tons of rice annually, slashing imports by 60%. The impact? The country now saves more than $50 million per year that was used to import rice. The plant has also created 2,500 direct jobs, with smallholder farmers being able to earn stable income supplying the factory. This is how a nation feeds its people, not with foreign handouts, but with homegrown solutions. Number 6. The Fata Ngourma Cement Plant. Launched in August 2024, the plant has the capacity of 500,000 tons of cement per year, that is, 41,666 tons per month. A nation that cannot build its own infrastructure is doomed to poverty. But thanks to Captain Traoré's Fada cement plant, Burkina Faso now produces its own cement, fueling construction boom. The gains? $120 million saved yearly on cement imports, 1,500 jobs in production and logistics, cheaper housing and infrastructure projects. This is how you build a nation, brick by brick with your own hands. Number 7. The Banfora Fruit Processing Plant. Launched in October 2024, with a capacity of 30,000 tons of fruit juice and dried fruit per year. This plant is reinventing the true meaning of adding value to agriculture. Africa's fruits rot while Europe profits from processing them. Captain Traoré said, "Enough." The Banfora plant now turns mangoes, pineapples, and cashews into juices and exports, creating $40 million in annual export earnings, 1,800 jobs for farmers and factory workers, a thriving agribusiness sector, no more raw exports. Burkina Faso is now the chef, not just the waiter. Number 8. The Ouagadougou Sugar Factory. For decades, Burkina Faso spent millions importing sugar, while fertile lands lay unused. To a leader who has true love for his people and country, this was not acceptable. In November 2023, Captain Ibrahim Traoré said, "Enough is enough," and launched the Ouagadougou Sugar Factory, also known as the Société Sucrière de la Comoé. With a production capacity of 20,000 tons per year and 1,666 tons per month, this monumental factory is not only meeting 50% of national sugar, but also offering more 1,200 direct jobs to the Burkinabe youth at the factory and the over 4,000 hectares of sugar cane fields run by the corporation. Additionally, the estate empowers the sugar outgrowers with guaranteed market. No longer will Burkina Faso beg for what it can produce. This is economic sovereignty in action. Number 9. The Kosodo Military Equipment Factory. Little known about, yet it is a reality, is the Kosodo Military Equipment Factory. Launched in March 2024, the factory is capable of producing up to 5,000 AK-47 assault rifle, 10 million bullets, and 500 military infantry vehicles, providing a real shield against the terrorists of the Sahel. While some African leaders beg for foreign armies to defend them, Captain Traoré says no. The Kosodo Military Factory now produces rifles, ammunition, and armored vehicles, ensuring Burkina Faso's security is in Burkinabe hands. The results? $200 million saved annually on arms imports, 800 skilled jobs for engineers and technicians, stronger defense against terrorism without foreign interference. This is what true sovereignty looks like. Number 10. The Bobo Dioulasso Textile Factory. Launched in June 2024, with a capacity of 10 million meters of fabric per year, 833,000 meters per month. Burkina Faso grows cotton but used to export it raw, only to buy back finished products at inflated prices. Traoré ended this madness in June of 2024, when he established the Bobo Textile Factory that now turns cotton into finished fabrics, creating $80 million in annual import savings, 3,000 jobs, especially for women in the garment sector, a thriving local fashion industry. Why export jobs to Europe and China? Captain Traoré is bringing wealth back home. Number 11. Mining Waste Processing Plant. On Tuesday, January 23, 2024, Captain Ibrahim Traoré marked another milestone in his mission for economic sovereignty and environmental justice, the inauguration of the nation's first ever mining waste processing plant. No longer will toxic residues poison our land. No longer will foreign companies exploit our resources and leave us with the damage. This is a new era of responsible mining and Burkinabe innovation. This plant is 40% owned by the Burkinabe state, ensuring Notion interest is protected, and 60% owned by Golden Hand SA, a private partner under strict regulations. Before, mining companies extracted gold and left toxic waste behind, stealing millions in untapped minerals. Now, Burkina Faso recovers residual gold and metals, turning trash into cash for the national treasury. No more poisoned rivers from cyanide and mercury contamination. Restored farmland for communities near mining sites. Burkina Faso leads Africa in sustainable mining practices. This plant proves that Burkina Faso will no longer be a dumping ground for foreign companies. We will process our own waste, protect our environment, and ensure our people benefit from every gram of gold in our soil. How many African nations still let foreign miners leave behind poisoned land while taking our riches? Burkina Faso is showing the way. Sovereignty means controlling every stage of resource production, even the waste. From milk to military gear, Captain Traoré is showing Africa the path to true independence. Share this video and tag every leader who still allows their people to drink foreign milk while local farmers suffer. The time for change is now. Like if you support African self-sufficiency, comment below. Should every African nation have its own dairy factory? Africa feeds Africa.